Let's talk about something that has been improved according to George. What is it?
So I think the battle speed and the battle tempo and like the length of the battles, I think that's definitely been an improvement with this new NetEase release. And obviously the big change that everyone will notice if they've played the game before is there's no battle time limit. The battle can not last forever because of the point system, but it can last significantly longer. And all the battles I've played, it has lasted significantly longer. And there are several reasons why I believe the battle has slowed down. So I think that one of the reasons why the battle slowed down is due to the capture points. So that the new objectives, because it's not just simply the one base, it really slows people down. Because, like I said, with the 1 minute 30 lock, if you get any kind of if you capture those sort of bases, it can slow you down. And also with the replenishment points, it can allow both teams to sort of re-establish where their units are rather than being forced all the way back to the base. And the other thing is obviously the battle has slowed down because if you gain a points advantage with the new points victory, then you can sort of go into this defensive mindset and let the enemy come towards you rather than trying to push onto their base, because at the end of the day, that's still a legitimate way to win. And so that not all-out aggression can also lengthen the battle time. And I think that I think the benefit to having these battles slowed down and increased in length is simply there's more fighting, there's more action, and the game is just more engaging when there's things going on, right? I think maybe not for the competitive player, I think that it won't have changed as much, but for the sort of casual person trying to get into the game, I think it's a lot more accessible because I've made this mistake. I know not to do that again, but I've got my unit back now, and now I can go into the fray again, and I can fight again. And so with that kind of attitude, you can not only let players learn and go back into the same sort of scenario very quickly, but you can also allow them to still be engaged by the game rather than having to wait for their commander to come out of battle or something like that. That you will always be in the battle until the very end. You can keep on playing the same commander over and over again. And so that kind of engaging gameplay, I think it won't necessarily carry over into the competitive scene because we will see a lot more, in my opinion, obviously the teamwork that goes into competitive gameplay. That will definitely change compared to how the game is played in sort of casual play. And obviously, as a final point for the battle speed and tempo, you do get some very, very nice kill and damage scores at the end of the game. I mean, you see people's average scores in wargaming. I think, what was it? A very good average kills was 300, something like 350, something like that.
Yes, you could start treating a player as a really good player if you had 300 plus.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas now you see people in game. I mean, I was seeing some averages of 900. I even saw a couple of people with averages over 1,000. And I mean, obviously, comparing that to wargaming, you shouldn't compare it to wargaming because, in that sense, it's completely different. But it certainly looks better when you finish the game with these massive tallies.
Yeah. So as you mentioned, why the tempo or rather why the game battle length is longer. That definitely has to do with the fact that you have to kill each unit multiple times, or you get to kill them multiple times. You don't have to anymore, really. But yeah, you end up killing, as you said, on average. Like my average on wargaming was, no idea, I think 350 maybe. I'm just doing a blind guess. I might be very much off. But let's say 350, something around that. And I remember looking at one point, maybe day 2, maybe day 3, at my statistics in the NetEase release, and I had 1.3, I think almost 1.4k average kills. So if we take that, okay, my skill level is roughly the same as it was in wargaming, you can calculate that way that the amount of kills you do per game has increased pretty much 4 times. We can nicely say that it quadrupled, right? Such a nice, not English word. The other thing is, I think the tempo of the game will change with as we go higher and higher with tiers, because on higher tiers you have more ways to more efficiently kill one another with. So yeah, you can delete units way faster, your abilities are way powerful, and the game is much more punishing. So you would expect the games to be shorter, but on the other hand, you also expect players to be of higher level on average, and the differences in between teams in skill will no longer be as big as it can be on low tier, where you can just randomly get a bunch of noobs, and that will cause the team to collapse very quickly. So I would say the average length of battle will stay roughly the same as we progress through the tiers, but the tempo of the battle will increase. So you, instead of killing every unit 4 times instead of just once, on average, on low tiers, on high tiers, maybe you'll get to kill 5 or 6. I don't know, hard to tell, because you need to just go in there and experience that to be able to tell. But that's a prediction. Let's say we'll get to predictions later. Another thing is that, yeah, I've analyzed the average time of the battle definitely has gone higher. Since I just highlight battles from my streams, so I see like, oh, this battle took 5 minutes, this battle took 10 minutes, this battle took 25 minutes. And yes, there have been battles that went on to, I think the longest was about 25 minutes. I haven't done like exact measurement because I didn't really care about that. But yeah, there definitely have been some really long battles. And they were also exciting, so you can keep that up, keep that excitement going for a long time, which is nice. So yeah, the average time has definitely gone up. Previously, you couldn't even get to 25 minutes because 15 minutes was the limit. And about that, previously Arena has followed like the wargaming model of battles, aka you spawn with your unit, warship, tank, plane, or whatever. Well, planes can actually respawn now, but whatever. Let's stay with tanks and ships. You go into a battle, you can die, you can jump quickly into another battle, right? And it has advertised itself, made an advertisement point about hey, you can just jump in, play 1, 2, 3 battles. Each battle will take you like 8 minutes on average, maybe like 12, 15 minutes on average in World of Warships. And yeah, you'll have a good time. You can just die and then leave quickly, and that's it, right? So it's like very casual. You don't have much time during the day. Maybe you just got a break between doing something at home or whatever. Go and play one game, right? And it's like a counter argument of, for example, for League of Legends, where back in the day, at least when I played, the average battle length, match length, whatever you want to call it, was between 30 and 45 minutes. It was even, stated in the queue, like, okay, you are queuing for Summoner's Rift. It will take you between 30 and 45 minutes on average to complete a match. So you knew it was like a little bit of a time commitment, that you have to just sit there for 30 to 45 minutes and make sure that you won't be needed anywhere else. Like, I don't know, you don't have to walk your dog, or I don't know, pick your kids up from school in that time, right? And in here, I think actually Total Arena may have struck gold, because you have that premise of like League of Legends type of game, which is definitely more successful than World of Tanks and World of Warships, where you respawn and play for the entire duration, so you're constantly useful, blah blah. Versus World of Tanks, World of Warships, where once you die, you're out, and you can go into another battle, or just you can stop playing at that time. And where League of Legends might have the 30 to 45 minutes, and now I think after a certain patch, after a certain season, they made some changes that decreased the time to between 20 and 30 minutes, and that's pretty much around the time that Arena sits. So I think they can have, with what they have right now, actually, the best of both worlds. So that's definitely great. And that is an advantage that NetEase version has over Wargaming version,